Did you know that polygamy under the Igbo traditional society was a common and a respected structure? Welcome back to Igbo tradition, my heritage, and today I will be discussing about polygamy, having multiple wives. Polygamy under the Igbo traditional society was a well structured and a respected practice. It was not just mere having multiple wives. Rather, it was intertwined with economic power, social status, and communal growth. And I will be explaining the three. First, I'll talk about the economic power. During the days of our ancestors, the society was a society of agriculture. It was an agricultural society. And yam was the king of crops. So our ancestors, they needed multiple wives, plenty children to form a workforce, a labor force, to work on massive lands, tracts of lands. So, having plenty wives, giving birth to plenty children equals to big workforce to cultivate yam. That was a king of crops under the Igbo traditional society. That was one of the reasons that they practiced polygamy. Another reason I mentioned about social status. There were some high-ranking titles that required a man to have multiple wives before he could take such title, which was the Ozo title. Because what that meant, having multiple wives and children, what it meant was that such a man could be able to manage and provide such complex household. So it's a test of what that man, his capability. So if such a man could handle such a complex household, what it meant then was that such a man is ripe, can take up such titles like Ozo title. Another one is, the third one I mentioned was communal growth. They practice polygamy because of having large family, continuation of lineage. Because if they married a wife then that couldn't give birth, they were meant to marry another. Or they married, she was giving birth to only girls, they were meant to marry till they get boys, female children. Because Igbos believe in continuation of lineage. Continuation of lineage. A lineage must continue. So you will not be stuck with not having, you will not be stuck with having only female children. But they must have male children, and because of that, they had multiple wives. Another one, like I have to add this too. Maybe I didn't, it's not among the three, but they're for spirituality too. And also, and also, there are some certain things when a woman is in her menstruation during the days of our ancestors. A woman menstruating was not meant to have any dealings with her husband until she is done with her menstruation and cleanse herself. So they had multiple wives because of that purpose too. When wife A is menstruating, wife B will be attending to the husband's needs. When wife B was menstruating, wife C would be attending to the husband's needs. So for spirituality too, that was the reason they married multiple wives. So polygamy was intentional during the days of our ancestors. It was not something that they just did out of, like I said, sexual urge or doing for doing sake. They had their reasons why they practiced polygamy. So the first wife rule was to make sure there was peace and unity amongst the wives, and teaching subsequent wives joining the family the rules and regulations of the family. And she was well respected by other wives. So, this is the reason why our ancestors practiced polygamy. It was intentional. They had their reasons for taking up multiple wives. So, if you as a man, you want to go into polygamy, you will have your reasons for going into polygamy. Not just, but now, because of the economic situation and so many things affecting the now society, is is it easy for a man to practice polygamy now? Be stopping here till I see you in my next video. Thank you. Under the cola tree, our stories unfold.